Hi everyone, a very good evening. I hope you all can hear me, see me. Just let me know in the comment section, please. Hi Hardeep, Sundar, good evening everyone. Hi Kanchan, all right. So I'll just wait for the students to join in and then we'll go ahead with the class. Good evening, everyone. All right. So I think the students are here and we'll go ahead with the class. So guys, yesterday we did a very basic grammar lesson and it was primarily all the part of speeches that we did and some antonyms, synonyms that could come in the exam. Today we will be actually taking the exercises which have been previously asked in your exams, and based on that we will be doing practice questions. Along with that, I will be discussing some rules that are applied in your verb agreement. Okay, so this is something that we will be going ahead with. I hope that everyone is, you guys have got the notes of yesterday's class. Today's class also the notes have been uploaded and I hope that you all have got them. Without wasting any time, let's go ahead with this. Verb agreement, spot the error and para jumble. So today we are going ahead with 3 exercises and that is how we'll be going ahead to. Okay, so the first question that we have, all the people blank standing together in a group and discussing the problem. Okay, so this is an actually previous year question. Couple of years back, this question came in your exam and a very fairly easy question, nothing that's very difficult. All right, so we are going ahead with all the people blank standing together in a group and discussing the problem. Okay, so over here we have was, is, are, or has. Okay, so what would be the right answer for this? And okay, all right. So moving ahead to that, all the people that are standing together in a group and discussing the problem. And the right answer for this is are. Everybody saying it? And yes, answer. Explanation, people is a plural noun. Hence, the verb must be plural and are standing. Okay, so we have all the people are standing together in a group and discussing the problem. A very fairly easy question that came in your exam. And something like that, I have made a couple of questions. The standard of questions will increase once we come to error spotting and then, of course, para jumble exercises. Okay, so that is how we are going ahead with. All right. So this is the right answer. People is a plural noun, hence the verb must be plural, are standing. Neither the principal nor the teachers dash present at the event. Remember, neither nor के साथ हम लोग singular लगाते हैं, लेकिन but we always use singular, but there is a certain catch over here, and remember that you have to use it in that way. So neither the principal nor the teachers dash present at the event. Was, is, are, or has been. Along with the questions, I will be going ahead with the theoretical aspect because yesterday there was a lot of students who had complained that there is a lot of theory and hardly any questions. So I juxtaposed the two. I hope everybody is clear with that. So I'll be going ahead with the question as well as the theory. Okay, so neither the principal nor the teachers dash present at the event. So make sure that we are talking about neither and nor. All right, I hope we are talking, I hope everybody is clear with this. So neither the principal nor the teachers, and the right answer would be, because over here the subject is teacher, so over here the right answer is going to be are. In neither nor questions, remember this is theory that I'm teaching all of you. Whenever you get neither nor question, this is a rule. The verb agrees, that is whatever the verb would be, is, are, was, were. How will you decide that? The verb agrees with the nearest subject, the subject that will be just next to it. Here teachers is plural, so the verb must be are. So over here when we say the neither the principal nor the teachers, okay, so we have two subjects over here. Okay, there's two subjects that are, first is principal, the next subject is teachers. Now, this is a neither nor question. But now we are going to use the verb. We are going to use is, are, was, were. What are we going to use? How are we going to decide that? We are going to decide that when we take the closest subject. We are not taking this. This subject is too far to decide our verb. We are going to go ahead with the closest subject. So neither the principal nor the teachers. Okay, the subject over here is plural. That means that I will be going ahead with are. Neither the principal nor the teachers are present at the event. All right, so this is something that you'll go ahead with. The right answer is neither the principal nor the teachers are in the event. So why have we used the word are? Because that is the nearest subject. I hope this is very clear with everyone. The verb agrees with the nearest subject here. Teachers is plural, and so the verb must be are. Next question you have, a bouquet of red roses dash on the table. A bouquet of red roses dash on the table. Were, are, is, have been. Remember, this is a collective noun. We are talking about a bouquet. We are not talking about of red roses. Of red roses is extra information that we have. Okay, so make sure that you take this into consideration and apply this. Exactly. Now everyone's getting the point. We always, this is a written rule. The verb is always decided as per the subject. You cannot decide the verb in isolation of the subject. You have to see what is the subject that is being considered. You have to see what subject is nearer to the verb. You have to see if the verb is actually complementing the subject or not. Okay, this is the ground rule of using your verb. And over here, a bouquet of red roses dash on the table. Were, are, is, have been. Of red roses is an extra information, and over here we're getting the right answer and is. The main subject is bouquet. Remember this, the main subject is bouquet, a single bunch, which is singular. The phrase of red rose is just extra information, and hence you are using this one as the main subject is bouquet, a single bunch, which is singular, and hence it will be a bouquet of flower is kept on the table. Okay, so this is how you will be going ahead with. Next question. The number of applicants dash increasing every year. Again, I'm telling you, it is always the subject that you will take into consideration. The number of applicants dash increasing every year. Are, is, were, have. What is the rule that we are going to apply over here? Are, is, were, have, and the right answer for this is, right? Everybody's giving me is answer. Good. The number, again, remember guys, when we say the number is a singular expression meaning one total. Okay, so we are taking it as a collective noun. The number of people, the number of girls, the number of boys, when we say this, then we are taking as a singular expression. It takes a singular verb is. Okay, so remember this one. The right answer for this is going to be the number of applicants, the number of candidates, the number of participants. It could be plural, but you're talking about the subject over here, and that is the number. That is always considered in its singular form. The number of applicants is increasing every year. Okay, so this is going to be the right answer. The jury, okay, this is a very interesting and an important one. The jury dash divided in their opinion. Now, the jury is a collective noun. And what are we taught? By the rule, we are taught that the collective noun will be taken as one singular entity, right? We are always said, okay, so we always are said that the collective noun will be taken as one single entity. But over here, do not rush into answering this question. Understand what this question is saying. Don't rush into it. Over here, we are talking about one collective noun, and this is the one collective noun that we're talking about. But is this collective noun behaving as a one collective noun, one entire entity? Not at all. The jury is divided. That means that maybe there are 100 group of people and that constitutes one jury. Maybe 2 judges are saying something else, 3 are saying something else, 5 are saying something else, 10 are saying something else. So this entire group is not behaving like one entity. Over here, there is division in their judgment, in their decisions, there is a division, and hence the jury are divided. I hope this is a very important point that you must know about this, and that is that the jury is not behaving like one entity. Okay, the jury that is divided in their opinion. Okay, so over here, the jury, agar ye hota, the jury is unanimous in its decision. The jury dash unanimous in its decision. Had this question been there, then that means that yes, the jury is behaving like one entity, and hence I will use the word is. But over here, is the jury behaving like one entire entity? Not at all. It is behaving that it is divided in its opinion. There's a lot of division, and hence our answer is going to be are. The jury are divided in their opinion. Okay, I hope, all right, this is an important thing that everyone has to remember. So normally jury is singular. Why? Because it is a collective noun. We addresses jury has made its decision. They have charged this person as guilty, whatever the decision is, because the entire jury is behaving like one entire group. But over here, it is divided. Someone is saying something, someone is saying something, but here they are acting as individuals because they are divided. So a plural verb are is used. A jury are divided. This is a tricky thing. This can come in your exam. So make sure that you apply this rule whenever such kind of questions come. Use your brains. Just do not enter without any comprehending the question. All right, so over here we have another question which is kind of taken very wrong by a lot of students, and that is each of the players dash given a certificate. Each of the players dash given a certificate. What is going to be here? Were, have been, was, or are. Okay. All right. Okay, so please let me know each of the players dash given a certificate. Were, have been, was, and are. And the right answer here is all right. Was, were. Be careful when you are addressing each question. This is again a rule when we talk about verb. So over here, explanation. What is each? The word each is always singular. Each, every, these words are always considered as singular. Remember, each of the girls is going, no matter what subject is being used there. So each is always singular, no matter how many people are being referred to. Hence the correct verb is was. Never, no matter each of the boys, each of the mothers, each of the fathers, each of the sisters, each of the girls, whatever plural you're using in front of it, that is not always. Each and every is always considered as singular. Okay, so remember this point over here, that each of the players, this could be taken as girls, boys, anything that you want to put, animals, birds. But if there is an each over here, each of the players is given a certificate. Okay, or sorry, was given a certificate. It is given, it will be is because it is plural, but we're talking about the past here. So it would be was. Remember, all the verbs will only be in correct order by you if you take care of the subject. If you have the subject in command, if you know that this can be taken care of, you will be sorted. Okay. All right. Next, moving ahead to the next question. You have neither Ramesh. Now we're coming to neither nor subject questions. We have done one before. I think we've done one before, right? So I'm hoping you will answer this correct. Neither Ramesh nor his brothers dash present today. Remember, when we talk about neither nor subjects, then in neither nor there are always two subjects. The one that is nearer to the subject, that is nearer to the verb, that will be taken into consideration. I'm getting the right answers. Very good. And neither Ramesh, this subject is too far to decide what verb I will use. What is the subject that is nearest? And that is his brothers. So neither Ramesh nor his brothers are present today. All right, so over here, that's going to be the right answer. So what is the point? Okay, and that is neither nor. The verb agrees with the closer subject. Brothers is plural, so we use are. Remember, in neither nor questions, the subject that is closest to the verb, that will be there. Just a second, Deepak is asking me some, what if each and every place, each and every has, it's going to be has. Each and every player was given a cert, it's going to be was. Each and every, it definitely you will get as singular. Each and every players was given a certificate. Each and every girl will go to the market. Each and every girl, each and every boy has written their exam. Okay, so that's going to be the thing. All right, I hope that's clear, Deepak. Each and every, neither nor this, these are singular thing, but with neither nor questions, remember, you have to check the subject, what is there. All right. ₹10 dash not enough to buy the book. Okay, so we have the word ₹10. What do you think that will be the right answer for this? ₹10 dash not enough to buy the book. Now we have a ₹10 note with you. Okay, I'm talking about one single entity. Remember this. Okay, our word is have been, and the right answer is, okay, yes, and the right answer is okay. When we talk about amounts of money, okay, all right, so as a whole we use a singular word. Okay, so these are things that are there, very simple to understand, but make sure when you're attempting the question in the exam, it might just slip from your head. So whenever such kind of question, you have ₹10 notes or ₹100 notes, remember that just hold that amount of note in your hand and you will just get the point. Okay, so when we talk about amounts of money as a whole, we use a singular verb. Here ₹10 is treated as a single unit. Okay, and the right answer comes as, so over here it is. All right, next question we have, the quality of the apples dash not good. The quality of the apples dash not good. Remember, I'm talking about the subject. Over here I have extra information as of the apples. I'm talking about something that's particular. I'm talking about the quality. Okay, so that is the answer that you will put your verb according to. The quality of the apples dash not good. Were, are, is, have been. All right, were, are. So over here the right answer, very good, everybody's giving the right answer. The quality of the apples is not good. Okay, quality is the main subject here, not apples. Since quality is singular, we use is. Firstly, I hope everyone is clear with subject and verb. Everybody knows what a subject is and what a verb is. If anyone does not know this, please let me know, because my entire class is based on subject verb thing. So if you don't have one doubt that, ma'am, what is subject and what is verb, please ask me in the class. Ma'am, if possible, make us write rules. Harsh, you will be getting this entire PPT. So if you want, you will get this entire thing will be yours. You can make down the notes on your own. Okay, everything is clear. So remember that subject is something that is being addressed, and then verb is, are, was, or whatever action verb, whatever transitive verb that will be used there. All right, everything is clear. Okay, moving ahead. One of the students dash selected for the national scholarship. Again, when we are saying this, each, every one, remember this. Remember this. Okay, one of the students dash selected for the national scholarship. Have been, are, is, were. Okay, again, very good. I'm getting the right answers from everyone, and that's true. And that is one of the is. The one of the students is selected for the national scholarship. Okay, so that is going to be the right answer. The subject is one, which is singular. One of the sub students just tells us more about one, so or the verb must always be is. With one, the verb you will always use is. Okay, so over here, one of the girls, one of the boys, one of the parents, one of the brothers, one of the sisters, whatever you are going to use, if there is the word one, you know what verb has to be used, and that is singular verb. All right, okay. Then you have, all right, so over here we are talking about a bit of theory. All right, so I hope this is visible to everyone. I'll just quickly go through this. It's a very simple one, something that we have discussed, so not to get into it. Okay, so now we have this question. Some pronouns are always singular. Okay, some are always singular, some pronouns, some are always plural, and some depend on the context. Okay, so we are going to do again as we did. So always singular. Remember, I have taught you before, I'm repeating it again. Everyone who has confusion is the word each, either, neither, everyone, someone, anybody, nobody, one. All of this is always singular. I'm talking about not neither nor, I'm talking about just neither. Okay, so over here, each, either, neither, everyone, someone, anybody. Okay, um, for instance, are you going to the party? No, I'm not going to party. Neither is Sheila going to the party. Neither is Sheila going to the party. I'm not saying neither are Sheila going to the party. So remember, with certain pronouns, you are just particularly using singular verb. Okay, everyone enjoys the concert. So this is your subject over here, and this is always singular. So what is the verb that you are using? The action that you're using is enjoy. And if it is a singular verb, so if singular pronoun, what I'm going to use is the word s. Everyone enjoys the concert. I hope this is a very basic English grammar. I'm not coming back to that. That would be another level of basic, that why am I using s and not s. With singular, the verb always has an s. With plural, the verb does not have an s. I think that is clear with everyone. Okay. Okay, always plural, right? So several, few, both, many. These are always plural. Several people are going, several girls are going, several men are going, several, few, both, many. Okay, this is very simple. Whenever such kind of words are there, they are always plural. Okay, so few, I'm using the word few, I will use the verb that is use with plural. So few have, not has. Few have attempted this level of difficulty. Okay, so this is going to be the words that are always plural. Singular or plural. Now we are coming to those sometimes they can be singular. Sometimes they can be plural. These are tricky ones. Pay attention to this. Depending on noun that they refer to. All, some, any, most. Okay, so like for instance, these words, all, some, any, most, or none. These are the words that it can come singular, it can come as plural, but you have to see what is the subject that is being considered. For instance, all of the cake is gone. All of the cake is gone. Okay, now when you say all of the cake is gone, cake is one. Okay, that is the subject that you're saying. The all of the cake is gone, you will be considering it as a one single entity, and hence the verb that you're using is. If you say all of the toffees, when you say all of the candies, all of the toffees, these are plurals that you're using. So all of the toffees are gone. Okay, so can you see the context in which it is being used? So where can there be plural as well as singular? And that is all, some, any, most. Okay, all of the students are here. All of the students are here, or all of the children are here. Whatever is going to be the subject that you're going to address is like that. Okay, so these are the rules here. Now we're coming to one important thing. For instance, I talked about the plural nouns. I talked about the very importance of the jury were divided in their opinions. I used the plural aspect of the word jury. Why? Because they were not behaving like one single entity. But if your sentence commands that this entire group is behaving like one entire entity, then you will 100% use singular. Okay, so these refer to a group but can be singular or plural based on the context. Remember, collective noun is always based on the context. For instance, we just had the jury sentence and you all got that right. Singular when the group acts as one unit. Whenever this entire group that you're referring to acts as one single unit, it is going to be a singular verb to that. Okay, so over here you have singular when the group acts as one unit. The committee decides the agenda. Now it's a very simple question, and this committee is made up a lot of people. It could be people from any strata of society. Okay, this is the entire committee and they do one work. Everybody is doing one work. They are preparing the planning and the agenda. So they are doing unanimously, they are working together, and hence it would be the committee decides the agenda. Okay, the committee decides the agenda. Over here, what verb you are using, and that is the verb decides. And over here, that comes into picture. All right. And that is the one that comes into picture, the agenda. Plural. When is collective noun treated as plural? Plural when members act in an individual manner. The committee is not able to make a decision. Everyone has their own decisions. Okay, so over here everyone is behaving in their own manner. The committee are arguing among themselves. That means the committee is not behaving as one single entity. Someone A saying something, B saying something, C saying something, D saying something. All of them are behaving in a very individualistic manner. So when a singular noun behaves in individualistic manner, then that will be considered as your plural. Okay, so the committee are arguing among themselves. This is the reason, because the committee is not behaving in one single entity. It's arguing, it's fighting, it's quarreling. And over here, what verb you're using would be are. Okay, I hope this is simple to understand. Common collective noun: jury, team, family, class, audience, government. You can name anything, whatever collective noun comes into your mind, that always will be used according to the context. Okay, so remember this. Okay, compound subject. Okay, so now we have, for instance, Tom and Jerry. Okay, Tom and Jerry, when we are using compounds, and what are compound subjects? When you use a word and with them, they become compound subjects. Okay, for my brother and my sister. Okay, like my brother and I. Okay, so this is like a compound subject. Over here, we have, if joined by and, use a plural verb. Okay, so for instance, Tom and Jerry are popular characters. I'm talking about two people, Tom and Jerry are popular characters. But if compound subjects again behave like one entity, for instance, if the compound subject refers to one entity, use a singular verb. For instance, bread and butter is my breakfast. Over here, I have used the word and this forms as a compound subject, but bread and butter is one entity. Okay, this behaves like a one entity, and that is bread and butter is my breakfast. Okay, just a second. Okay, Deepak, please don't ask unnecessary questions. I am sure that everybody is concentrating on the class, and please, if there is a relevant question, I request you to please point that out. Okay, there's time constraint for the class, and I really want everyone to focus on this. My mind actually gets distracted with such questions, and I'm repeating exactly what you're writing in the comment section. So please make sure that your questions are relevant to the topic. Please make sure that you're understanding everything. If there's some problem in my making you understand, then ask me a question. Okay, this is for everyone. All right. So if the compound subject refers to one entity, use a singular verb. Bread and butter is my breakfast. When joined by either or, okay, when we're talking about this, when joined by either or, neither nor, the verb agrees with the subject closer to it. We just discussed this. Neither nor, either or. Okay, we just discussed this. So neither the teacher nor the students are ready. Okay, so remember, neither nor are always decided by the subject that is closest to it. Either the books or the pen is missing. Okay, over here, the plural was books, but did I use the verb as plural? No, I did not. Why? Because I am supposed to decide my verb for according to the subject that is nearest to it, that is just next to it. Okay, so either the books or the pen is missing. Easy, very easy. Okay, I hope everyone is getting this point. Okay, phrases between subject and verbs. Words inserted between the subject and verb do not affect agreement. Always match the verb to the main subject. So the quality of the apples is poor. We just discussed this. The quality of the apple is poor. That means I'm talking about this subject, the quality. Then the bouquet of roses smells sweet. I'm talking about the bouquet of roses. The extra information over here. You are going to have the word SOS, smells sweet. Okay, so these are the things that we have done. Okay, so over here we have inverted sentences. There is, there are, here is, here are. When sentences begin with there or here, the verb agrees with the real subject that follows. There is a book on the table. There are several reasons for the delay. Okay, so remember that whenever we are using the words there and here. So whenever sentences begin with there, whenever sentences begin with here, the verb agrees with the real subject that follows. So that means that this subject, this verb is decided as per this subject. Normally, what do we see? Subject comes first and then the verb comes, right? Okay, okay, Mansa, I'll go slow. Uh, till now, are you all getting the point? Please give me a thumbs up or a yes. Or if anyone, I want a genuine, honest replies. If anyone is not getting the point till we have reached, so please let me know that very candidly, because this is something that will be asked in the exam. Okay, everybody is clear with that? So far, so good. I'll be a little slow. Okay, I'll be a little slow. Just a second. Okay. So over here, so what do we normally do? We normally see, okay, what is the subject? The subject is over here. My verb is going to be over here. But when we are using questions, okay, all right, I'm repeating the point over here. I'm repeating the point. I'm not finished yet. So when I'm talking about there and here, when we're talking about these two words, then what happens is that we will put the verb first. What is this? This is the verb. But how did we decide this verb? Did we decide this verb because of this there? No. We decided that this verb will come by because we have a subject over here. Normally, the subject comes before the verb, but in these sentences, the subject will come after the verb. But that does not mean that we will not put the verb according to the subject. We will 100% look at the subject. For instance, if there is one book kept on the table, okay, my Almira, there is my cupboard, there is on the top shelf, that's a book, there's a book. So what are we going to talk about? There is a book on the top shelf. If there are 5 books kept on that, there are 5 books kept on the top shelf. Okay, so over here, what do we have? The word is being used because there is a book. So there is a book on the table. There are several reasons for the delay. Okay, so over here, the word are is coming. Why? Because you are using the word several reasons. That becomes plural. Okay, this is the one. Okay, all right. Okay, I hope everybody is getting the point. Inverted sentences there is. So with inverted sentences, what are inverted sentences? Wherein the subject comes later, first comes verb. Over here, that would be the one that would be considered as the, again, always and always there is a direct relationship between subject and the verb. If you have understood the concept of subject and the verb, you can never get any question wrong. Okay, so remember this, very important. Titles and proper nouns, titles of books, films, countries, institutions, even if plural in form, are treated as singular. We know that Great Expectations, we have an S, but we are not going to put R to that. Okay, so whatever proper nouns are there, so the titles are there, the names of the countries are there, it's always going to be singular. Okay, so this is a fairly easy one, no difficulty in understanding, because this is exactly, we all know, very common sense. Okay. So these were some of the questions that are addressed in your verb agreement format. These are certain kind of questions that come in your exam. All right, now we are going ahead to another segment of your paper, and that is error spotting. Okay, spot the errors, error spotting. Over here, you are given particular sentences, and then you go ahead, you have a look at those sentences, and you then find the error. You spot the error. There are options given to you, and you see for that, say that this is the error. Okay, I hope everyone is. Last topic, which one? This one, titles and proper nouns, Harsh. So over here, titles and proper names, whenever you have proper names, like my name, the name of a country, the name of a book. If it's a name of the book, for instance, Great Expectations. Okay, Cat and Shakespeare. There's a book, Cat and Shakespeare. Even if you think that they are plural nouns, it seems like that, but still, that's a title, that's a name that's given. Even if it gives you an impression that it seems plural, but you will use it as singular. Okay. It's a common sense thing. For instance, are you going to say that Great Expectations are a good book by Charles Dickens? Great Expectations, because it has an S? Not at all, right? So this is how you are going to use. So this is a verb agreement over here that we're going ahead with. I hope this is clear with everyone. Now we are going towards error spotting. Okay. All right. So error spotting, again, I have certain questions that I have written over here. We will discuss them. We will spot the errors and we are going to discuss them. So these kind of questions actually come in your exam. We are going ahead with questions which come in your exam. All right. Okay. So the sentence below has been divided into 3 parts. Select the part of the sentence that has an error. Okay, so over here, this is how it will come in your exam. There would be slashes over here. Can you see? All right, and this is how it will be. So where the question is, as noon approached, sunlight filtered through and branches, casting dappled patterns on the cobblestone path. This is a very simple question, and I'm sure everybody will do it right. Patterns on the cobblestone path, as noon approached, sunlight filtered, maybe there's no error, or through and branches casting dappled. Very easy question. Everybody's giving me the right answer. And yes, the right answer is this: through and branches, casting dapple. Explanation, the article an. When do you use the article an? All right. I hope everybody knows what are articles a and the. An is always used in front of the sounds that start with A, E, I, O, U. When there is a vowel. All right. So it's A, E, I, O, U. An apple, ice cream, umbrella. Honesty, but honesty starts with an H. But why are we using why? Because the sound that honesty is not saying is honesty, it is saying honesty. So the sounds, even if the sound is of a vowel, you will use an. It's about the sound, it is not about the letter. Okay, so when you say umbrella, when you say honesty, when you say ice cream, all these are vowel sounds and they always have to be used with an. Remember, so it is always the importance of an. The article an is used before vowel sounds. Remember, I'm not talking about only vowel, I'm talking about vowel sounds, okay? But branches begins with a consonant sound. There are vowel sounds, A, E, I, O, U. What are consonants? Ka, ba, la, ma, na, ha, ra, za. These are consonant sounds. Okay. So over here, but branches begins with a consonant sound. So it should be through the branches and not and branches. I hope this is a very quintessential point when we talk about articles, a very simple point to understand, but I hope that you all have got this easily. The teacher said that honesty are the best policy in every situation. The teacher said that honesty are the best policy in every situation. So what is the one that is wrong here? The teacher said that honesty are the best policy in every situation, or no error. Right? Bilkul sahi. And if the right answer is over here, that honesty are the best policy, very logical, that honesty are the best policy. Not at all. Honesty is a singular abstract noun and takes a singular verb, and correct form is honesty is the best policy. And this comes as your singular thing, and this would be the wrong answer to that. That honesty are the best policy. Next question. Each of the boys, again, remember this, we just discussed this. Each of the boys have submitted their assignment. Each, every, we are using these questions, right? Over here, what is going to be the right answer? And the right answer is very right. Each of the boys have submitted would be the wrong. Why? Because we have just studied that when we say have submitted, that means each is singular and requires a singular verb, has submitted. Each of the boys, each of the girls. You might put any plural subject in front of each, but each is taken as a singular subject, and hence the verb is also going to be singular. Okay, understood? All right. Neither my parents nor my sister have visited Paris. I just discussed this. Okay? So over here, what do we have? Neither my parents nor my sister have visited Paris. So we remember with neither nor question the subject that is nearest to the verb. We use that, right? So neither my parents nor my sister have visited Paris. What is the right answer for this? And that is going to be very good. Everyone's getting me the right answer. And that is have visited Paris. Okay, so have visited Paris with neither nor, the verb agrees with the subject closest to it. Sister. So has visited is correct. So neither my parents nor my sister has visited Paris. If there were sisters, then you could have considered have would be there. So this would be has visited Paris. All right. Okay. Next one. Despite the complexity of the subject, the professor explained it with such clarity that the students were left amazed. What is the error over here? Despite the complexity of the subject, the professor explained it with such clarity that the students were left amazed. What is the right answer for this? Despite the complexity of the subject, the professor explained with such clarity that the students were left amazed, or no error. What do you think is going to be the right answer? All right, let's go ahead and have a look at this. And the right answer is no error. I can purposely put this question because there could be a question in exam where there is no error. So that does not mean that this option is just like that. There's always a possibility that the entire sentence that you're given is completely correct, but you have to check it for yourself. So the sentence is grammatically sound. The structure, despite such clarity, that is correct, and verb usage matches the subject. Everything is correct. So there is no error in this question. Next one. The committee were unable to reach an agreement, delaying the announcement indefinitely. The committee were unable to reach an agreement. Okay, so what is going to be the right answer here? Okay. Yes, Abhinandan, the notes were uploaded. Okay, the committee were unable to reach an agreement, delaying the announcement indefinitely, or no error. What do you think would be the right answer? The committee were unable to reach an agreement. Okay, very good. All right, very good. And bilkul, the committee were unable. Committee is a collective noun treated as a singular unity entity. Why? Because they are not able to come to a decision. Everyone is indecisive, everyone is confused, and what are we supposed to do? Okay, so over here they're behaving like one single entity, and rightly said that it would be committee is a collective noun treated as a singular in formal English. Hence, it should be the committee was unable to take a decision, come to a decision. Okay, so when the entire collective noun is behaving like one separate different entity, then you have to use a plural. But if they are following one singular, behaving like one single entity, then of course you will use as a verb form. Okay, singular verb form. Neither the recommendations made by the audit team nor the data gathered during the investigation were taken seriously by the authorities. Okay, neither nor questions. Okay. Wait a second. What is, ma'am? Are you, you are teaching or are ready this presentation? I do not get your question, Hamam. I'm sorry. Please repeat. Okay. Yes, what is the right answer for this? Okay. Yes, very good. So neither the recommendation made by the audit team nor the data gathered during the investigation were taken seriously by the authorities. And yes, everyone is giving me the right answer. Third would be wrong. Why? Because I am talking about the nearest subject to nor is data. And data is always treated as one singular entity. Okay. All right. what do you want me to do? Which question do you want me to repeat? Which question do you want me to repeat, Hamam? Please let me know that. Vijayendra, what is the question? What is the doubt in your previous question? In this question, is this the doubt? Committee question? All right, what is the doubt? Guys, let's just halt for 1 minute. Let me clear the doubt and then I will move ahead. Yes, Vijayendra, let me know what is your question. Committee question. So what is the question that you have over here? I'll just repeat the rule that we use when we're talking about the collective noun. Okay, committee member have different view. No, they do not have different view. They have one view. They all are not able to come to a point. Their entire view is that they're not able to reach a decision. Okay, that is not, they all have nothing in their mind. They are like, what are we supposed to take the decision? Okay, if the question would, if the committee, some people have taken a decision and some people have not taken a decision, then they are behaving as two divided committees. Okay, but over here, yes, so over here, what is the point? No, they were not at all. See, wait, I think I need to repeat this. The committee were unable now over to reach an agreement. Everyone over here is not able to reach an agreement. Okay, so basically they were not able to go ahead and take a decision. Over here, they were to reach an agreement. So delaying the announcement indefinitely. The committee was unable. This would be the right answer, guys, because this entire, everyone in the committee is not able to reach a decision. Had there been divisions, had there been different ideas, then that would have been correct. Okay. Over here, this would be the right answer, guys. The committee was unable to reach an agreement, delaying the announcement indefinitely. Why? Because they were not able to reach to an agreement. So this is like because there was no conclusive. If there was division, if they were kind of them not able to come to the point, that could have been there. Okay, this is apparently the right answer for this. Okay, okay. Explain neither nor question. Fine. I'm coming ahead to that one. Neither the recommendations made by the audit team nor the data gathered during the investigation. So whenever we have neither nor questions, remember one thing, guys, over here, whenever we say that neither nor questions, again, I'm repeating this point, whenever you have neither and nor questions, okay? So remember, the verb that you will use will be according to the subject that is nearest to the verb. All right, so over here, what is the subject near to the word nor? And that is data. What is the subject that is closest to the word neither? The recommendation by the audit team. But over that, this we do not need to care about the audit team. The audit team is so too far. We need to care about the subject that is next to the verb, and that is data. Now, data is information. And have you ever heard, I have the data are gathered here? You never say that. You always say data is here. I have the data. Do you want to see the data? It is here with me. All right, you always say it in that manner in a singular form. So the data gathered during the investigation were taken seriously. So what is the verb that you're using over here? Over here, you're wrongly using the verb that which is plural. You have to use the verb which is singular. Okay, so the data gathered during the investigation was taken seriously by the authorities. Okay, I hope this is clear, easy to understand. Everyone is clear with this. Okay. Okay. Moving ahead. All right. The subject data. Okay, understood. Okay, guys, now I'm coming ahead to the third exercise, and that is the para jumble exercise. These were the error spotting exercises that we did. Every day, we will be going ahead in depth. More of the questions we will be doing as we proceed ahead with our topics. We will be covering more and more rules and everything accordingly. Okay? Okay, now we are coming ahead to para jumble exercises. What are para jumble exercises? This is the level, Deepak. These are the level that you see in the exams. And if you look at the kind of questions, they're not beyond your class 10th and 12th. If you have brushed up the grammar of your class 10th and 12th well, that is the only grammar that is asked in your exam. It's not very difficult, but yes, there are certain rules that you need to keep in mind. We are going to do the para jumble exercises. These are also very important one, and you will understand that how kind of these kind of questions come. All right. Okay, so we are going to go ahead with these kind of exercises. All right, so I hope this slide is visible to everyone, and the instruction of this sentence is of this entire, this is how the question will come in your okay. I know para jumbles are the one, but in para jumble, all you have to do is use logic. And if you are into reading, then you will automatically make sense. Okay, so more than English, you need logic over here. Okay, logic as how are the arguments to be written. That is all that you need. Okay, so over here we have some parts of a sentence have been jumbled up and labeled as P, Q, R, and S. Select the option that gives the correct sequence in which these parts can be rearranged to form a meaningful and grammatically correct paragraph. Opening and closing sentence indicate the start and end of the paragraph. Okay, so you are going ahead with this one. Now, in this, one of the best part about this para jumble exercises is that you get the opening sentence and you get the closing sentence. Okay, okay. Abhinandan, your this PDF will be uploaded to the portal, and today only both the PDFs have been given, so you will 100% get. Do not worry about the PPTs that you will not get. You will 100% get, and I'm sure that by the time you all are studying, portal pe upload bhi ho gaya hoga. Portal must have got uploaded. Okay. Yes, Naresh, let's do these. We are going to talk about these. Okay, over here we are only talking about tricks and method and how we're going to use it. Once we practice with para jumble exercises, nothing works than practice, because it is almost like a mathematical. They are very interesting. Okay. I will let the team know. I will let you guys know. I think the team must have uploaded somewhere. Be in touch with any. I mean, I'll just ask. Just give me. Let's do this, and at the end of the class, I will contact the team. Okay. Okay, so opening sentence over here is born on October 5, 1983 in Los Angeles, California. Emma Stone's journey in the entertainment industry began at a young age. A very nice opening sentence over here we have. All right, and then after this, let's come to the ending sentence, because that will give us an idea that where is this entire paragraph closing. So once you're done with opening sentence, come to closing sentence. Today, Emma Stone stands as a respected figure in the film industry, celebrated for her versatility and contributions to the world of cinema. Over here, you have got a question which is opening with her birth year and birthday, and over here we're talking about the present current scenario. Logically, everything will come according to the patterns that are there, whatever happened in life and all. Okay, so over here, let's come to PQRS. Okay, so over here, while attending local theater classes, Stone discovered her passion for acting and soon started auditioning for various roles. We've just we've just finished talking about her birth. Just finished talking about her birth. Okay, so let's see that what should logically come. Then, despite facing initial rejection, Stone's determination and talent eventually landed her a breakthrough role in the comedy Superbad. Stone's career skyrocketed as she garnered critical acclaim for her performances in movies like The Help and La La Land, earning her an Academy Award for Best Actress. Inspired by the likes of Meryl Streep, Stone continued honing her craft and exploring diverse role, solidifying her status as one of Hollywood's leading actresses. Guys, with these kind of questions, all you need is a lot of practice. Okay, this will only and only come to sense once you have a lot of practice to you. Okay, so over here, we have the options, we've read the sentences. Now let's look at what is the answer telling us and how we are supposed to comprehend this entire passage and arrange it. So P logically follows the opening. It describes her early acting interest. Very logically, though, the first sentence that we had, P, was making sense. Why? We just talking about her birth, the birthday. And then what exactly is happening in the next sentence? We read this, all these sentences, and we saw that it's talking about the movies, it's talking about Meryl Streep. But what are we going to go ahead and have a look that what are the formative years? Okay, talking about the birth. So what are the formative years? Okay, all right, so we have B logically follows the opening. It describes her early acting interest, and then Q details her breakthrough after rejections. S shows her growth and inspiration, and R highlights her peak success with critical acclaim and awards. So this is a sequence that follows. So over here, remember one thing, P is a very formative, it's a very introductory sentence that you have. Okay, all right, I'll do that, Arunesh. So P Q S R is going to be our answer for that, and we'll just go ahead with this. So over here, so what is the right answer? Born on October 5, 1983 in Los Angeles, California, Emma Stone's journey in the entertainment industry began at a young age. Okay, so this is the opening sentence. This is the opening sentence over here. We have, okay, so now whatever sentences that we read, they are talking about a very far journey. They're not close to any introduction as such. Okay, so you have while attending local theater classes. Okay, so we have just talked about how she was very young when she entered, and then logically we are going to talk about that what did she do in the formative years. While attending local theater classes, Stone discovered her passion for acting. Very logical that she has just discovered her passion for acting because she loved that thing. Okay, so and soon started auditioning for various roles. Despite facing initial rejection, this also comes as very logical that initially she was giving all the auditions, she was doing everything that she could, but she faced a lot of rejections. Despite facing initial rejections, Stone's determination and talent eventually landed her a breakthrough role in the comedy Superbad. Okay, very simple too, guys. There's nothing difficulty in this. You have the opening sentence. After the opening sentence, you have to look at the time period of this opening sentence. What is logically going to be the nearest to this? Okay, so over here you have while attending local theater classes, Stone discovered her passion for acting and Stone started auditioning. And then Q, despite facing initial rejection, Stone's determination and talent eventually landed her a breakthrough role in the comedy Superdad. Then over here, inspired by the likes of Meryl Streep, Stone continued honing her craft. R is talking about this that the career is skyrocketing. We don't have to come to that conclusion. We have to see how she developed that craft. Inspired by the likes of Meryl Streep, Stone continued honing her craft. She's still developing her craft and exploring diverse roles, solidifying her status as one of Hollywood's leading actresses. And then you have PQS, and lastly, Stone's career skyrocketed. And we all know La La Land, and a lot of people must have more watched this movie. It's an Academy Award winner. So Stone's career skyrocketed as she garnered critical acclaim for her performances in movies like The Help and La La Land, earning her an Academy Award for Best Actress. Okay, so this comes as your very logical. Remember that you have the biggest hint given, and that is your opening sentence and your closing sentence. Okay, so you just have to figure out in a very chronological manner, making sense of the paragraph, how it is there. Okay, all right. Okay, okay, yes. Yes, very right, Arunesh. You've written the right thing. You have the timeline. This entire timeline is that there's birth, there is, how she entered, how she's honing the craft, and towards the end, very logically, you're coming to the point. Okay, there is no elimination technique in this. There is only logic that you can use, and that can only come once you have read a lot. Okay, so please read a lot as much as you can. This really helps you in making sense of the paragraph. It just does not lets the examiner know that that you are able to judge this entire paragraph, but also shows your own clarity, that how you express yourself, how you write yourself. Okay. Yes, there will be, Naresh, there will be. So you have, Harsh, it is nothing but practice. With practice you can do. If I am doing 20 questions over here, on your own you have to do 50 questions, right, on your own, because this is something that you have to do. Okay, so this is only and only comes through practice. Okay, next question we have, and let's go ahead with this one. Born in Kolkata in 1861, Rabindranath Tagore was a polymath whose legacy spans literature, art, and music. Again, this is a timeline based question, and we have Rabindranath Tagore, we all know him. What is the closing line that we have? His influence remains central to Indian cultural history, with his songs still serving as national anthems in India and Bangladesh. Okay, so this again becomes two important sentences and a very good conclusion, wherein the present, how is venerated in the present. Okay, so yes, there will be opening and closing lines always. So you have PQRS over here. He also reshaped Bengali literature by introducing a lyrical and introspective style. Okay, you have this as your P statement. Tagore's poetic work, especially Gitanjali, won him the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. He later became a prominent voice for Indian independence, though he maintained a critical stance towards nationalism. From a young age, Tagore displayed a keen interest in writing, composing his first poem at age 8. Very logically, what is going to come as your the first sentence after opening? That is the second sentence. Born in Kolkata, right? Exactly. S, very logically, S will come. Why? Because it is just talking about the formative years. It is talking after his birth, it is talking about the formative years. So yes, his question, the answer would be, from a young age Tagore displayed a keen interest. So over here, what do we have? SPQR, and that becomes this one as your first. Okay, from a young age, sorry, yeah. So from a young age, Tagore displayed a keen interest writing, composing his first poem at age 8. Okay, and then comes, he also reshaped Bengal literature by introducing a lyrical and introspective style. Okay, before winning the Nobel Prize, he won the Nobel Prize in 1913. He was already established Bengali writer. We are reaching the Nobel Prize in a while. First, we got to talk about Bengali a legend, that Rabindranath Tagore. So over here, from a young age, Tagore displayed a keen interest in writing, composing his first poem at age 8. He also reshaped Bengali literature by introducing a lyrical and introspective style. He later became a prominent voice for Indian independence, though he maintained a critical stance towards nationalism. Tagore's poetic work, especially Gitanjali, won him Prize for Literature. I think this was the right that we had. Yes, SPQR. Okay, so this would come as your SPQR. Q would be your third one, and R would be your fourth one, right? So over here, the first is going to be this one, and that is from a young age. This is going to be your first statement. Okay, from a young age, Tagore displayed a keen interest in writing, composing his first poem at age 8. And then you have, he also reshaped, this would be your second one. He also reshaped Bengali literature by introducing lyrical and introspective style. He later became, right, this would be SPQR. Just let me see this. This would be, yes, QR, right? And then you have R would be your fourth one, and this would be your third one, right? So Tagore's poetic work, especially Gitanjali, won him the Nobel Prize for Literature 1913. Why are we talking about this, guys? One very important, just listen to me one thing. because Indian nationalism developed post 1930 big time by Tagore. Whatever nationalism works that he wrote, for instance, Gharober, okay, Home and the World, and many of his works were written post winning his Nobel Prize. So we are following a timeline. Okay, so remember his very famous work in Bengali literature is Ghare Bear, or there is Home and the World in English translation. All these works came much later. Nationalism developed in the much later, no, after 1913. Okay, so this would be the right one. Okay, so over here he also over here you have from a young age, this is a very logical one, that this would be there. And then you have he also reshaped Bengali literature by introducing a lyrical and introspective style. And then he won the Nobel Prize, because Nobel Prize he won first, and then nationalism was developed. He later became a prominent voice for Indian independence, though he maintained a critical stance towards nationalism. Okay, he had a different stance, but this is how it is. Okay, I hope everyone is getting this point, that S, this would be S, and then it would be P, and then it would be Q, and then it would be R. All right, so make sure that when such kind of questions are there, the timeline gets important. When there is timelines for writers like Rabindranath Tagore, you just have to make a connection that what exactly they did first, and that is how simply you will get it. Okay. Okay, now you have next question. Okay, so opening over here, we have Marie Curie was one of the most influential scientists of the 20th century, born in Warsaw, Poland in 1867. Okay, so this is the opening line that you have of Marie Curie. We all know that the famous scientist that she was. Okay, and then we have the closing lines. Marie Curie's scientific breakthroughs continue to inspire scientists across the world. Okay, a very simple concluding line that we have. All right. So she conducted pioneering research on radioactivity and discovered two new elements, polonium and radium. Her relentless dedication to science earned her Nobel Prize in both physics and chemistry. And despite facing gender-based discrimination, she gained admission to Sorbonne University in Paris. Curie moved to Paris to pursue higher education in science, leaving behind political unrest in her homeland. Okay, so a very logical thing we have over here. Very right. Everyone is almost getting the point. Okay. So over here, very logical. That does not matter that you know about Marie Curie or Rabindranath Tagore or Harry Potter or Shah Rukh Khan. I mean, there is always a logic that you will apply. Okay, so this is a simple thing. Yes, Rabindranath Tagore, you need to know. I mean, this is a very basic thing, that when did he start with nationalism, something that we all must know. When did he win Nobel Prize? But I mean, somehow or the other, the logic will also be there. Okay, so right. So we have similar, very easy. So we have the answer as, and that is SRPQ. Okay, everyone is giving the right answer. SRPQ would be the right answer. And over here, very easily we got to know that we are following the timeline, that Curie moved to Paris to pursue higher education in science, leaving behind political unrest in her homeland. Okay, so then we have SR. Despite facing gender-based discrimination, she gained admission to Sorbonne University in Paris. Then we have R. She conducted pioneering research on radioactivity and discovered two new elements, polonium and radium. Her relentless dedication to science earned her Nobel Prize in both physics and chemistry. Okay, so I hope you guys are getting the logic. The flow of the argument is very well maintained. Everyone has given me the right answer, SRPQ. Okay, so as we can see that as we are moving ahead, everyone is getting to the point. So S shows move to Paris, R reveals the struggle, P details achievements, and Q highlights recognition. This is the trick. This is the only trick that you're going to go. For instance, we always go from, like, you know, from the very, like the way it is, from the very midpoint to the entire, you know, trajectory that we draw over here. It is just like that. You know, when you're drawing the entire trajectory, you do not, okay. Why not RSPQ? Why? Because we are talking about in your question S, in your statement S, Curie moved to Paris to pursue higher education in science, leaving behind political unrest in her homeland, is the first move that she did. This is the first step that she did. After this step, the step is coming, despite facing gender-based discrimination there. She faced a lot of discrimination because in a class full of boys, she was the only girl. And everybody was like, why are you here? We are not talking about Marie Curie in today's time. It's long, long time back. Okay? All right? So, no, she faced gender discrimination in her university. Gained, despite facing gender-based discrimination, she gained admission to Sorbonne University in Paris. Okay, so this is something that is there. All right. So this is going to be Curie moved to Paris to pursue higher education. She faced there. Once she faced it, then only when she moved it, then only she will face. Now, how will she face once she hasn't moved there? Okay. I hope so. The point is, S shows move to Paris, R reveals struggles, P details achievement, and Q highlights recognition. All right? All right. Moving ahead to your next question. Opening. The Amazon rainforest, often called the lungs of the earth, is vital for maintaining global ecological balance. Then you have opening is this. What is the closing of this line? This paragraph. Protecting the Amazon remains a global priority in the fight against climate change. Okay, so over here we have this as your opening sentence, and that is that Amazon rainforest, often called the lungs, they are very important because of the dense forest that they have. And then you have protecting. We are coming to the conclusion that's very important to protect them, because if you are going to have deforestation over there, then the earth will suffer. Okay, that is the logic. Now you have climate change and deforestations have led to unprecedented loss of biodiversity in the region. The rainforest is home to millions of species of flora and fauna, many still undiscovered. Indigenous communities residing in the forest have also faced threats to their habitat and way of life. Efforts by environmental groups and governments are underway to preserve the Amazon. Okay, so these are the sentences that you have over here. What do you think would be the right answer? Very good. I think everyone has got the right sentence to start from, and that is QPRS. Okay, so again you have, and that is the rainforest is home to millions of species of flora and fauna, many still undiscovered. Why? Because it is telling us what is Amazon forest. It is describing us that. Okay, so Q, and then you have peak climate change and deforestation have led to unprecedented loss of biodiversity in the region. Now we are slowly coming to the point that what is exactly is happening, and that is climate change and deforestation have led to unprecedented loss of biodiversity in the region. Okay, then you have indigenous communities residing in the forest have also faced threats. So a very logical P and R are very easily connected, because this is that unprecedented loss of biodiversity. Then we're talking about the indigenous communities that live over there, the tribal people. So indigenous communities residing in the forest have also faced threats. And then there are efforts, that is why that this entire paragraph has been written, that efforts by environmental groups and government are underway to preserve them, and protecting the Amazon remains a global priority in the fight against climate change. Okay. Okay. All right, right. Okay, so this comes as your right answer. QPRS. Q is the outline of the biodiversity. QP becomes the outline of the biodiversity. P explains the threat. P is explaining the threat. R adds human impact. R is the one that is adds human impact because it is affecting it. And then S covers the action. S is covering the action, that how it is going to get resolved. I hope everyone is getting the point. Okay. All right. Okay. Moving ahead to our next parajumble. Opening line of this is the invention of the printing press in the 15th century revolutionized communication and learning in Europe. Then you have this as your opening sentence. This comes as your opening sentence. Then you have the concluding sentence. The printing press is regarded as one of the most transformative innovations in human history. All right. Then you have PQRS. It allowed for faster dissemination of ideas and played a critical role in the spread of the Renaissance. We all know Renaissance happened in 15th century Europe. That was the time when William Caxton brought in the printing press. So over here, you have the role in the spread of the Renaissance. Then you have Johannes Gutenberg, a German inventor, is credited with developing the movable type printing press. Okay, so Johann Gutenberg was a German printer who was the one. This invention reduced the cost of books and made them accessible to a wider audience, and it also laid the groundwork for the Reformation and the scientific revolution by enabling mass publication. Okay, so the right answer for this would be the invention of the printing press in the 15th century. All right, very easy, absolutely correct. And the right answer we have, everyone's got the point, and we are starting ahead with QPRS. Okay, so Q is the one that is introducing the inventor. Johannes Gutenberg is being introduced to us. P explains the impact. What was the impact that this printing press did to us? R shows the result. What was the result? And then S talks about the influence. This is the logic that you are getting the point. All right. So you have the invention of the printing press in the 15th century revolutionized communication and learning in Europe. And over here, you're getting it. Johannes Gutenberg, a German inventor, is credited with developing the movable type of printing press. This comes as your very logical first question. Okay. Then you have, it allowed for faster dissemination of ideas and played a critical role. Okay. So this comes as your next one. And then this invention reduced the cost of books, and it also laid the groundwork for the Reformation and the scientific revolution. All right. So this is going to be the right answer. Hamam, if you have a genuine problem, I request you to please leave the class. Do not disturb the class. Do not create a ruckus in the class. I am looking at the answers for the clarification of the entire class. I am not going to entertain one student over here. And stop with your questions which are not useful for the class. If you do not like the way, then you can please go ahead and have your own way of studying, right? No, Hamam, I'm not teaching you just you in the class. I am doing it because a lot of students require to look at the answer and get a validation that what they're doing is right. Okay? So I request you, if you want to get entertained by your own, then you can go ahead and have a look at any other teacher's class. If you're not getting the point over, stop disturbing the class. And you should have some dignity as a student as well as a teacher, right? All right, let's come to the point over here. So here you have QPRS. Q introduces the inventor. We over here have a very, very important thing, that is Q. Johannes Gutenberg, a German inventor, is credited with developing the movable type printing press. Okay, so this is very logical. We are getting to know who is Johannes Gutenberg. Okay, this is something that you are going ahead with this. Then you are saying Q introduces the inventor, and then you have P explains the impact. What is the impact that we are getting over here? And that is, it allowed for faster dissemination of ideas and played a critical role in the spread of the Renaissance. Okay, it allowed for faster dissemination of ideas and played a critical role in the spread of the Renaissance. This is the impact that is being created over here. Then you have, it also laid the groundwork for the Reformation. And then this invention, ultimately the result, that what did this invention do? This invention cut the cost of books and made them accessible to a wider audience. Okay, so this comes as a very important, very easy to understand. Okay, Q introduces inventor, P explains the impact, R shows result, and X expands the influence. Okay, so this comes, all right. All right, so this is the impact that you have. Next question you have. Okay, we are coming ahead to Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking remains one of the most brilliant theoretical physicists of the modern era. Okay, so we have this as your opening sentence. All right. This comes as your opening sentence. Then closing one is, Hawking's legacy continues through his theories and public engagement with science. Again, a very logical ending that we're getting over here. All right. So over here, you have he became widely known after the publication of his best-selling book, A Brief History of Time. Despite being diagnosed with ALS, he continued to make significant contributions to cosmology and quantum gravity. Hawking held the prestigious Lucasian Chair of Mathematics at Cambridge University. He worked extensively on black holes, proposing that they emit radiation now known as Hawking radiation. Okay, so we again have how whatever the influence that he has made, and we are going ahead according to that. Okay, so let's go ahead. What do you think would be the right answer over here? And here I am. Okay, so the right answer, the Stephen Hawking remains one of the most brilliant uh, theoretical physics of the modern era. And anyone, let's go ahead with this. Okay. Very good, excellent. Go ahead, very nice. You sure? All right, all right. We'll just have a look. I'll just see the answers coming in. RQPS. Okay. So, guys, the first sentence over here, Stephen Hawking remains one of the most brilliant theoretical physics of the modern era. Again, we have to come back to the very basic, what exactly sentence. So, over here, R is not coming as the first one. QSRP, Q shows his perseverance. S talks about details, S details his research, R shows his career acclaim, and P marks his public fame. Okay, so this is a again thing. So over here, a lot of students have answered as R. R nahi ho gaya. Over here, Q, that is, despite being diagnosed with ALS, he continued to make significant contributions to cosmology and quantum gravity. So over here, Stephen Hawking remains one of the most brilliant theoretical physics of the modern era. Now, what is one thing that we all know about Stephen Hawking is that he was, of course, not a very normal functioning human being. He was very braino, but he has his own concerns with his body. Okay, so over here you have, despite being diagnosed with ALS, he continued to make significant contributions to cosmology and quantum gravity. Okay, so over here, and then he worked extensively. Yes, and then over here, we have the next question as QSRP. Then your S will come. He worked extensively on black holes, proposing that they emit radiation now known as Hawking radiation. Okay, so this comes again as your one, that what is the work that he did. So over here, logically, what are we doing? We are saying Q shows his perseverance, S details his research, R shows his career acclaim, and P marks public fame. So again, all these sentences are going ahead with Q shows his perseverance, S details research, R shows his career acclaim, and P marks his public fame. So again, whatever the gist that you're coming from the sentences, you're going ahead in this manner. So make sure. All right. So over here you have, and that is, he became, despite being diagnosed with ALS, he continued to make significant contributions to cosmology. He worked extensively on black holes, proposing that they emit radiation, not known as Hawking radiation. And then Hawking held the prestigious Lucasian Chair, and then he became widely known after the publication of his best-selling book, A Brief History of Time. All right, so this is something, this is, see guys, whenever you have such questions, for instance, this is the reason that I have made a gist of this, that Q shows his perseverance, okay, that what he worked hard, he worked very hard for something. S details research. S is talking about the research that he did. Okay, so it's again coming in a very chronological manner. Okay, Q shows his perseverance, that he worked very hard. Despite the deformity that he suffered, he still worked very hard. Okay, and then S details research, whatever research he did, it is after the research that he gained recognition, right? R shows that what is the recognition that he got, the career acclaim after that research. And then P marks public fame. P is the one that marks public fame, that ultimately he got recognition from the people, from the world, public fame. Okay, all right. So over here, This is something that is there. QSRP. Q shows his perseverance, S details research, R shows career claim, and P marks public fame. Okay, so with this, all right, I hope you all are getting this question. Next question we have is on Mahatma Gandhi. I hope this would be easier one. Mahatma Gandhi was a key figure in India's struggle for independence from British rule. Okay, so this is the question that we have over here, and this becomes your first opening line. What is the closing line? Gandhi's teaching continue to influence political and social leaders around the world. Okay, so we usually end with the present scenario, that what is the influence in the present scenario. Okay, so we have it over here. Gandhi's teachings continue to influence political social leaders around the world. The question we have is, his philosophy of non-violent resistance became a global model for civil rights movement. He organized movements such as the Salt March and Quit India to mobilize public support. Despite facing imprisonment, Gandhi remained steadfast in his commitment to truth and non-violence. His ideas were deeply influenced by Indian scriptures as well as Western thinkers like Tolstoy and Thoreau. All right, so this is again because we do not have as such. So what do you think would be the right answer? I'm getting SPQSR, SPQR. So let us see the logical arrangement of this. So we have Mahatma Gandhi was a key figure in India's struggle for independence from British rule. Okay, so over here, S outlines the philosophical roots. So we are looking at the sentence S. Okay, so Mahatma Gandhi was a key figure in India's struggle for independence. We have to look at his ideas were deeply influenced by Indian scriptures as well as Western thinkers like Tolstoy and Thoreau. So this is like what was the reason, what was the reason that he gained that sort of wisdom, that intelligence? So that is coming ahead with, his ideas were deeply influenced by Indian scriptures as well as Western thinkers like Tolstoy and Thoreau. So this becomes a very logical, as in that why his ideas were so different, why his ideas were so profound. So S very logically becomes your first question, first statement. Then you have P, his philosophy of non-violent resistance. Why are we taking as P? Because P shows his ideology. Q reflects action. P is showing his ideology. This is the ideology that I took. Q reflects his action, and R highlights resilience. Okay, so again, over here you have uh, uh, P is his philosophy of non-violent resistance became a global model for civil rights. What was the philosophy that he had? Then he organized movements such as the Salt March and Quit India. You're supporting your answer. And then over here, you are, despite facing imprisonment, Gandhi remained steadfast in his commitment to truth and non-violence. All right. Okay. So over here, see, first of all, whenever you are solving such questions, as I say that always take it in a pyramid form. Okay, from the very basic point, you are coming ahead to a much larger conclusion. Okay, this is exactly how we succeed in life, right? We are born, we learn a bit, we create impact, we might write a book, the people might write, and we may gain recognition and fame. Similarly, whoever is talked about right now, they always have some narrow beginning, and then you have something that's much in depth. Okay, so over here you're coming ahead with S outlines the philosophical ideas, whatever ideas that he had. S outlines the philosophical ideas. P shows the ideology, the values that he had. And then Q reflects the action that he had, whatever action that he did. And R highlights the resilience. Okay, so over here, S, P, Q, R would be the right answer. Okay, so let's go ahead with this if anybody wants to. Okay, so again, his idea was deeply influenced by Indian scriptures as well as Western thinkers, and his philosophy of non-violence comes to a picture, and then he organized movements, and then despite facing imprisonment. All right, so guys, I think with this, I will take a short break, and we will come back to the next question, the Great Wall of China. All right, so we'll go ahead with that, okay? Hmm. All right, guys, I think I'll take a short break and then I'll see you guys at 7:45. Okay, so make sure that you all are there for the parajumble exercises and I'll come at 7:45. I hope it's audible now. Right? Audible? Okay. I'll just wait for, I think, just 30 more seconds and let everyone join, then we'll go ahead with the class. All right? Okay. All right. So, guys, okay, let's go ahead with the class. The opening sentence over here we have the Great Wall of China stands as a symbol of the country's rich history and engineering ingenuity. Okay, so this is the right answer that you're getting over the opening line. The closing line is today the Great Wall remains a UNESCO World Heritage Site and enduring national symbol. Okay, so the right, what are the options that we have? And here you have originally built to protect against northern invasions. It was expanded over centuries by various dynasties. Constructed from stone bricks, tampered earth, and wood, it stretches over 13,000 miles. The wall also served as a psychological barrier, asserting China's might to outsiders. And then you have in recent years, it has become one of the world's most visited tourist attractions. PQRS. Okay, so some of the students have requested for at least 90 seconds to solve this. Take your time, solve this, but you just don't take 90 seconds. Try to finish in maximum 40 seconds, maximum 40 seconds. Okay, so all right, the right answer for this is very logical. This is very simple. This is one of the simplest this parajumble exercise that we have over here. The Great Wall of China stands as a symbol of the country's rich history and engineering ingenuity. Okay, so I think a lot of the students have given me the right answer. Okay, yes, 90 seconds is too much, 30 seconds is max actually, 40 seconds maximum. All right, so the right answer, okay. So a lot of students are giving me as Q as the starting sentence. How can Q be the starting sentence? See guys, over here, when you say originally built to protect against northern invasion, it was expanded over centuries by various dynasties. So over here, first of all, you're going to give the introduction now. What exactly, how did it originate? What was the, like, it was just like a sapling. It was like a seed. It is to be originated. So originally built to protect against northern invasions, it was expanded over centuries by various dynasties. Okay, so this will logically be your first argument, the question number, the statement P. And then you're coming ahead to which one? Constructed from stone bricks. Okay, the wall also served. This will come later. In recent year, yes. So this is a very, this entire statements are given in a very logical manner, right? Constructed from stone bricks, tamed earth and wood, it stretches over 13,000 miles. You are giving a description of this. Okay, so very logical. Originally built to protect against northern invasion. It was expanded over centuries. Abhi tak it has not been constructed. It is expanded over centuries by various dynasties. And then you will come to the point. What is it constructed from? Constructed from stone, bricks, tampered earth, and wood. It stretches over 13,000 miles. Then you are coming to yes, the walls also served as a psychological barrier, asserting China's might to outsiders. And then in recent years, the last one argument that you're giving, in recent years, it has become one of the world's most visited tourist attraction. And then this is a very logical one. This is, I think, the easiest that you're getting over here, PQRS, right? So over here, we have the answer as P shows purpose, why it was there. There were dynasties. Q gives the scale, what it is made of. R gives symbolism, and S gives the modern relevance, why it is. So again, it is coming in the form of a pyramid from the smallest to its relevance in today's time. I hope everyone's getting the point here. Next question we have. Opening, we have the human brain is an incredibly complex organ responsible for regulating all body functions. And then the closing line you have, ongoing research continues to unveil the brain's extraordinary capabilities and its role in human behavior. Okay, so the closing line is ongoing research continues. So what is the present time that it is going ahead with? PQRS, you have It is divided into regions such as the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem, each with specialized roles. Recent studies in neuroscience have deepened our understanding of brain plasticity and cognitive development. Despite advancements, many aspects of brain function, such as consciousness, remain mysterious. And then technological innovations like MRI and EEG have revolutionized the study of brain activity. Okay, so take your time, read this again, and go ahead and answer this question. Okay. All right. Very good. Everybody's giving me okay. PS. Okay. So over here, guys, right? P is very easily the first sentence that you're getting over here is it is divided into regions, and that is the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. Okay, so you are talking about the divisions that your entire brain is divided to, each with specialized roles. Okay, then comes your technological innovations like MRI and EEG have okay, so the recent studies in neuroscience have deepened, and then you have despite advancements, many aspects, technological innovations like MRI and EEG have revolutionized the yes. So over here, when you have talked about it is divided to regions such as the cerebrum, you're talking about the divisions of the brain that have already been made. Now you're coming to the point wherein there are technological innovations like MRI and EEG. They have revolutionized the study of brain activity. Okay, so over here, this comes as logical. Why will come to this? Recent studies in neuroscience, and then PS, and then you have okay, so recent studies in neuroscience have deepened our understanding of brain plasticity, cognitive development. Yes, so over here, this comes as your third sentence. Recent studies in neuroscience have deepened our understanding of brain plasticity. And the last one, despite advancements, many aspects of brain function, such as consciousness, remain mysterious. Over here, PSQR is going to be a very logical argument. Sometimes you might confuse yourself between the sentences. So, a very good trick could be that the sentence that just comes before the concluding statement, that also becomes a very, like almost like a concluding one. Over here, what do we have? That despite advancements, many aspects of brain function, such as conscious stress, remain mysterious. Okay. So over here, you're making this point very correctly. So despite advancements, many aspects of brain function such as, so this comes as your second last sentence. Over here, logically, ongoing research continues. This comes, so over here you have P, S, Q, and R. Okay, so logically, this comes as the center. P, S, Q, R. P explains the structure. That comes the first one. S shows tools, and Q explains discoveries, and R shows unanswered questions. Next, you are going ahead to the next question. William Shakespeare is regarded as one of the greatest playwrights in world literature. Okay, so this is question on Shakespeare. And then Shakespeare's legacy continues to shape storytelling and language to this day. And the closing line. PQRS, you have the sentences. His tragedies, including Hamlet and King Lear, explore profound human emotions and flaws. He also revolutionized the English language, coining phrases and words still in use today. In addition to plays, Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets, showcasing his poetic mastery, and his works have been adapted countless times in films, theater, and literature across cultures. So, guys, tell me what would come as the first sentence here. Very easy this is again, okay? Yes. So, how can R be the point? No, R cannot be the point. In addition to plays, what exactly are you talking about? In addition to what? In addition to what? What is, at least you talk about the play. Yes, no. So yes, P is right. P is starting ahead with the right one. Okay, starting ahead with the right one. P is right. His tragedies, including Hamlet and King Lear, explore profound human emotions and flaws. At least you are coming to the point of what is his work. Okay, so his tragedies, and that is his tragedies include Hamlet and King Lear explore profound human emotions and flaws. Okay, so this comes as your next question. Okay, the next statement that's over here, and then you have he also, so you will of course, because the word also is talking about, but before that we are talking about plays. So then you have in addition to plays, that is the plays that he has written over here. So over in addition to plays, Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets showcasing his poetic mastery. So you have always see that the sentence that is following is in continuation of the statements that you have. Okay, so this comes and then this one comes again, and then you have uh, he also revolutionized the English language and his works. Very simple. Then you have, once you have this one there, you have this entire thing, his tragedy, including Hamlet. You have the plays that is being talked about. Then, in addition to plays, Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets. And then you have, he also revolutionized the English language, coining phrases and words still in use today. And then, what about today's time? Again, I'm telling you, for if you have four sentences, if you catch hold of the first two sentences, then you have to decide the last two sentences. What the trick that you can apply is that when you are talking about the last two sentences, if even if you find the fourth sentence will be closest to the closing sentence. That's very easy to figure out. So, and once you have figured out the fourth sentence, you will automatically put the third into place. All right, so make sure, ma'am, opening line telling us that he's a playwright, so first sentence should be R. First sentence should be, but he's saying in addition to plays, Shakespeare. So first you have to talk about his work. What did he write? He's famous as a tragic playwright. Okay, how can you talk about his sonnets first? First, you talk about that. Why is he famous? So his tragedies, including Hamlet and King Lear, explore profound human emotions and flaws. Okay, and then in addition to plays, Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets. Then you've done talking about plays. But you first, whenever you talk about Shakespeare, what do you talk about Shakespeare? Hamlet, Macbeth, King Lear, Tempest. You talk about these plays, right? So you will talk about the plays first. Then only you will come to the next point, right? What is the next point? That, okay, apart from the plays, he also wrote sonnets. He wrote 154 sonnets. So over here, his tragedies, including Hamlet and King Lear, explore profound human emotions and flaws. And then in addition to plays, Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets showcasing poetic mastery. Now you have two sentences left, and then you make an argument that, okay, which one will come as third or fourth? For instance, you're not able to figure it out, try to make sure that the last sentence that you have, that comes the closest to the closing sentence. So you have, he also revolutionized the English language, coining, okay, his works have been adapted countless times in films, theater, and literature across cultures. Very logically, this seems as your as ending sentence, right? So this comes as your ending sentence. So the right would be P, R, Q, and S. Okay, so this comes as your right answer. Over here, what do you have is P, R, just what did we have? Sorry, P, R, Q, and S, right? So P, R, Q, and S. So P gives the key works. The key works, Hamlet, Shakespeare, Macbeth, that is what he's known for. Okay, and then you have R adds poetry, Q shows language, and S gives cultural reach. Okay, ma'am, can you please compare Gandhi ji para versus Shakespeare logic? I'll just see to that if I can come to the Gandhi paragraph once again. Give me time. Okay, I think this is the last paragraph that I'm taking for the day, and this is how we will be ending. Okay, the parajumble exercises. Opening sentences, the moon has fascinated humanity for millennia, appearing in mythologies, literature, and science. Okay, so it's talking about the moon. What is the ending line? The moon remains a key focus of astronomical exploration and human curiosity. Okay, this comes as your closing line. Then you have PQRS as your points. In 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human to walk on the moon during NASA's Apollo 11 mission. The moon's surface is marked by craters, highlands, and maria, dark basaltic plains formed by ancient volcanic eruptions. Lunar research has revealed much about the early history of the solar system, and with renewed global interest, agencies like NASA and ISRO are planning future lunar missions. Okay, so PQRS. What do you think would be the right answer? I'm giving you 30 seconds. Just look for the answer. Okay. Okay, Bhargav. Guys, always listen to one thing. See, uh, it's very easy to decide the first sentence and the fourth sentence. Okay, when you have in parajumble, you have like one, two, three, four sentence. These and this is very easy to figure out because the first one is going to be the closest to the introduction. The fourth is going to be closest to the end. Okay, so over here, when you're talking about the first one, very logically, the moon has fascinated humanity for millennia, appearing in mythologies, literature, and science. I am talking about the moon, right? I'm talking about the moon. So I will give more description about the moon, right? So what will I say? Will I talk about Neil Armstrong first? No, I'll talk about the moon's surface is marked by craters. I will describe what the moon is. Okay, so moon is surface marked by craters, highlands, and Maria dark basaltic plains formed by ancient volcanic eruptions. Okay, so this is what how you are going to talk about the moon surface. Now, then we have so our first sentence is decided. Now we're moving ahead to our next ones. For instance, 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human. Lunar research had revealed much about the early history. And with renewed global interest, agencies like now, okay, so again, our first sentence is decided. Very logically, what is going to be our fourth sentence? NASA is in today's time, isn't it? What is NASA doing? With renewed global interest, agencies like NASA and ISRO are planning future lunar missions. This so logically becomes your fourth sentence. Okay, so you have decided one, you have decided four. What about the second and third? Okay, you just have to decide that you have got the first sentence, you have got the fourth sentence, and you're looking only for the second and the third sentence. So the moon's surface is marked by craters, highlands, and Maria dark basaltic plains formed by ancient volcanic eruption. This is the first. This becomes 1969. Neil Armstrong became the first human to walk on the moon during NASA's Apollo 11 mission. And then lunar research has revealed much about the early history of the solar system. So PQRS becomes your, QPRS becomes as your logical answer. All right, so QPRS, who all have answered that? Yes, QPRS. I hope you all are understanding one thing that's very sure, that guys, if you are able to figure out the first sentence and the fourth sentence, second and third become easy. Okay, second and third become very easy. Just figure out that what would be the first, what would be the fourth, and then you can place the sentences in between. And the right answer over here that we have, and that is QPRS. Q gives description, what exactly the moon is like. P shows historic event, what happened. R shows research findings, what it is, what happened, and what research was developed. And then S presents future missions, that whatever the future missions would be, the NASA, ISRO, whatever that they're doing. Okay, so with this, I'm coming to an end with today's lecture. All right, and tomorrow we can either take a para jumble exercises more if you all want, or I can go ahead with different set of questions where we'll be discussing about three again different topics and exercises. I'll add theory into it. And if anyone has any questions, you guys can ask in the comment section. We can take it up right now. Ranganath, I gave it to the team. Like there is entire team of study IQ. I just give it to them, and then they are the ones who upload it. Okay, so I'm sure that either you have a okay. Okay, Atul, I'll go ahead with Parajumble. You guys, either you can ask Study IQ with this kind of, again, you can contact them for the PPT, whatever, or if you have a Telegram channel, just ask there that you want the PPT, you will get it, okay? Yes, I will. Okay. All right, Atul, I'll give you more exercises. Okay. Yes, Lokesh, I'll do it tomorrow then. We'll go ahead with questions, more questions tomorrow. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So Atul and Lokesh and Ankit. Okay. So tomorrow, let's see what do you guys want to study. I haven't decided yet, but I will be covering many topics. I'll just discuss them with all of you. Just a second. Let me discuss it. Guys, I'll just see. Yes, I will be covering PYQs primarily. Okay. Yes. I will be going ahead with PYQs only now that I have all the exam papers with me. So all my questions will be based from the PYQ. So for instance, if tomorrow I will be going ahead with one word substitution or antonyms or any exercises, it will be completely based on what kind of sort of questions have previously come in our exam. Okay, we will be discussing that. Okay. Yes, and then I will discuss all the topics also. I have a couple of papers of all of for the exam. I will give that also to you all. I'll ask either Study IQ to create a Telegram group where I can pass on those exam papers to all of you, or maybe we can, I'll just ask the team to contact and make a group wherein whoever is connected. I'm sure that there must be some connecting point for all of you. You guys can go ahead and take them. Okay. These are the class notes, Ankit, you will be going ahead with. I will give you more para jumble exercises for sure. Okay. Hardeep, what are the Study IQ books? I do not know. But if there are practice questions, these are all practice questions, as many as you can do. Don't rely that, okay, I did 20 questions today or 50 questions today. That's enough. As much as you can practice all your PYQs. If you can solve your 10 years PYQ, please go ahead and solve. I will never say no to getting ahead with practice. Okay. See, when you are practicing, you develop your own strategies also. I mean, what patterns you follow, you develop it in your own head. And our brain is a muscle. It kind of, it functions in a manner that why it is said to practice. I mean, you work out in a gym and you have muscles, right? Similarly, practice is like a gym for your brain. As much as you're practicing, you are sharpening your muscle memory. Okay. There is no specific book that I would say. There are a lot of questions. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of questions out there. You guys can go ahead and have a look at them. But there are no specific books that I can mention for you for this course particularly. Okay. Yes, Arunesh, please leave. I think I'll also see all of you tomorrow. And whatever questions would be, we'll be discussing them. And I'll be going ahead with three or four more topics that I can cover. So thank you, everyone, and have a good day and good night. And hope to see you all tomorrow. Okay. All right, I'll discuss that. All right, thank you, everyone. And I will discuss what exactly the patterns coming to the exam, how it is to be conducted tomorrow. We will be discussing the entire paper. I will show it to you on screen. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.